this is Neats with your weekly reading. This is for Leo. I've got the cards out already. I've shuffled the cards. We've got the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands and Karma. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, it will help me to continue and grow. I'm a relatively new channel. I'm not a new reader, but I'm a new channel. So Neats is very, very in its infancy. So it would help me if you would subscribe and share and like. If you would like to have a private reading, I do charge varying prices for whatever question you want to ask, 1, 2 or 3 questions, and you can access that from the link in the description, okay? If you want to access some healing music with healing frequencies in, very modern music, but has hidden healing frequencies like binaural beats, or pure frequency, then you can access that as well in the link in the description. There are links to Spotify and YouTube, so it doesn't cost anything, okay? Leo, these cards cause me some concern a little bit. I do feel that the Nine of Swords is about how you're feeling at the moment. I think you could be feeling quite anxious or a little bit under the weather, let's say. I just feel that there are many things that seem to be worrying you at the moment. I do feel that this is something to do, it's not just your circumstances. I think this is something to do with the past as well, and maybe your feelings about yourself. So I don't think it's just to do with circumstances in life. I think it's a whole mixture of things. You might be hitting a bit of a low period where you need to sort of think about why you're feeling like this and dig a bit deeper than usual emotionally. So I am seeing it might mean going back to some hurtful things in your past that you have to revisit in your mind just so that you can actually move forwards. The Nine of Wands, I do feel that you've made a decision to go down a certain pathway in your life, which is good for you. It's more positive, I think. And I do feel that that's going to bring some happiness to some degree. You've had doubts about this pathway, but it does look like the moon's there. But I do feel that you are it's going to elevate you into a better position for now, okay? I do also feel, though, that the Ten of Wands is there, suggesting that you may have a lot of hard work ahead of you, and you might find it a little bit too much at times. So be careful not to burn out. Don't take on too much. So I do feel there's a little caution with that. Okay. But the Karma card, I think that you're getting to a point, I think, in your psyche where you have to think about past situations, and it's getting to that point where you may need to think, I've got to take responsibility for some of my actions and thoughts and, behaviours, to where you've got to now, to why it's led you to where you are now. There's something about taking responsibility for your own actions that I'm finding are glaringly sticking out to me from this card. It's almost like you're looking in a mirror, and you know the water's there on this card, but you're looking in a mirror, and it feels like you're really having to dig deep and think, where did this go wrong? Why do I do what I do? Why do I feel like I feel? There are lots of questions, and personal questions, really deep personal questions. So you may need to go a little bit deeper than you have done so far, if you can. If that makes sense. Let me just ask a bit more about this. What can Leo do to rectify this situation? What can Leo do to rectify this situation? What does Leo need to know? Spirit guides. What does Leo need to know? We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Death and Rebirth card, and we have the Chariot. Okay. I think your guides are saying to you that you can be a very loving person, and you can be a very pure person when you want to be. Sometimes things get in the way and cause you to behave in certain ways, that aren't particularly healthy or can be a little toxic maybe at times. You might not be proud of certain things that you've said or done. You might not be proud of decisions that you've made. Okay, but it feels like you do have love in your heart and you need to get back to feeling like a loving person again. If that makes sense. You need to get rid of any bitterness or anger or dark thoughts. It's like you need to be loving again and get back to that. You need to strengthen yourself as well. This is about inner strength, and then you can be that loving person again. So, but it's not about being strong in a practical way. It's about being strong in an emotional way. And the Four of Wands is saying you've got a nice home, you've got a nice stable life to some degree. You might be working on that, but you have got stability around you and you have good people around you, but you seem to still wobble and unbalance yourself a bit. Just be grateful for what you do have. Be thankful for what you do have, because there are better things coming as well, but try and be grateful for the things that you have got. Okay, I do feel like there might be a lot of distraction. You're distracting yourself a little bit sometimes, I think, with other things instead of wanting to really think deeply about things, and that could be a little obstacle at the moment. It could be stopping you from this death and rebirth, because I think when you've done the digging and you might have to sink a bit lower to feel like that. You might have to cry, you might have to hit rock bottom a bit to deal with it, and then admit a few things to yourself. Maybe think about what, like I said, decisions you've made, behaviours, take responsibility for those things, and then they sort of get healed. Once you've actually accepted complete responsibility for your own actions, then you sort of heal yourself, if that makes sense. There's definitely a death and rebirth happening in you at the moment. It's not just in your whole life, it's in you. It's an inner thing. It's not about, your life changing. It's about, the changes have to come from you. They have to start within you to get the external changes. And I don't think you've been doing the inner work as much as maybe you should be, or could, let's say, not should. It's not a good word. The Chariot is, you will move forwards and you will get to a point where the dark times and all the bad stuff is behind you. But I still think you've got some personal work to do. Some personal work on yourself and your thoughts and emotions. Whoa, that card fell out. I couldn't let you get close to me. Maybe, is there a part of you that doesn't let people get as close to you as you would like? That could be something that your guides are telling you. Like, do you push people away because you're scared of them getting too close to you? It's a strange one, that, but it could be what your guides are telling you. I couldn't let you get close to me. Maybe there's something about, maybe you only let certain types of people get close to you and then other people you don't, and maybe you don't feel strong enough to open up to everyone and to be completely open about how you're feeling. Maybe there's something in that. Might not resonate for all of you, but maybe there's something in that. It's like, what are you scared of? If you don't let people close to you, what are you scared of? What are you scared of them seeing? Because if you've got close friends and people or family or a partner, you should be able to be open and let them see your vulnerable side. That's what makes people get closer, actually, is when you can open up and say, I feel like rubbish today, or I really feel like I'm not worth this. And you'll get the support that you need then, but you have to be able to be that open instead of shutting it off or hiding behind yourself. Or, it's just a strange feeling. Finding out the truth crushed me. So I don't know what that is for some of you, but finding out the truth crushed me. You may have found something out that you didn't want to know, or you may be finding out truths about yourself. You may be realising things about yourself that you didn't want to really hear or deal with. So it's a two-edged sword, that. It could be both things. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So if you've been letting people go, it's been a very hard, long pathway. But there must be a reason for that, but you still have to look at your own behaviour as well within all of it. And it could be many, many different types of scenarios. It doesn't always have to be partners, it can be anybody. So many things remind me of you. I think you're getting triggered still by something or somebody. You've got a lot of memories, and maybe you're feeling a bit sad that things have changed. Maybe you are feeling a bit sad that things have changed. But we all have to go through change, and it's not easy. And I'm sure we've all got times in our life that used to be happier than maybe they are now, and sometimes you're having a happy time now, and everyone's on a different journey and at different stages of their pathway. But we all get sad, especially when we've lost people, and it's not a nice feeling. It's not a nice feeling, but we have to sort of live in the present, and we have to learn from it, and we have to move on. Okay, what else for Leo? Thank God, well, thank the universe, be thankful for what you have, and that's what I said earlier. Just be thankful for everything that you do have. Be thankful that you've got your health, be thankful that you've got good friends, be thankful that you've got a roof over your head, be thankful that you've got enough money to get by. Whatever it is that you do have that's positive, be thankful for those good things. Turn on the light. I still think this is about you illuminating things within you, truths within you, and becoming a little bit deeper and more knowing about yourself. It's like you're still getting to know you. It's not an easy journey getting to know yourself, actually. But celebrate you. Don't forget to celebrate the good things about you. When you go through all this change and transition, and you do start digging deep and questioning your own motives for things or behaviours, it's a dark place, but you can come out of that. And as soon as you've realised something, and you realise what you need to do to make things better, or to feel better about yourself, then you can just celebrate who you are and remember that you're a good person. Lend a hand, maybe reach out to the people that you need to reach out to, do something helpful or do something nice. That can always pick you up and make you feel better. I think helping people is always a good thing to do when you're not feeling great yourself. It kind of turns your psyche around, and it makes you feel more positive. It's not always possible, depends how low you are feeling, but it does help sometimes. But don't distract yourself with too much helping other people, because, like I said, you have to face things within you. What else for Leo? Let's get the animals out. Okay, the cobra. Change is inevitable, but with it comes a chance to shed a burden. So maybe you've been harbouring some kind of burden. You've been thinking negative things, feeling bad about something. And, change is inevitable, like it said in life, but maybe you can sort of offload some of these things. Maybe you can offload some of these things once you've realised these things as well. We've got the frog. Adapt and survive by accepting the inevitable and seizing potential. So yes, it's good to accept the things that you can't change, the inevitable. You can't change things that have already happened, or that, you can only change things that are changeable, and some things just aren't changeable. And seizing potential. So look for good opportunities in your life, and look for opportunities to better yourself and to have good times. Look for opportunities that will better you and help you to move forwards. Okay. Actually, no, I don't want to use those. I want to use a different pack for this. What else for Leo? What else for Leo? You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. So, yeah. So if you don't feel good about maybe some things you've said, or how you've behaved to certain people maybe, or if you've done something that you're not happy about yourself and you need to forgive yourself for something, then it's very liberating to forgive. And it's either forgiving others or forgiving yourself, isn't it? But you do have to make space for that. You have to get to a point where you can calm your emotions down enough to forgive yourself or others, because then you will free yourself up. Say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. So you may have some insecurities that you need to deal with. You may have some baggage from the past that you need to deal with. It seems to be all about you this week. It's weird. It's all about you rather than external things or external people. But say goodbye to your past. The past is gone. Things are what they are. You can always, tomorrow's a new day. Every day's a new day, and you can always better yourself or change things or make up for things. You can always try and do things differently every single morning or day you wake up. So it's never too late to change things. I'm going to try this actually, yeah. So one more last card for Leo. Spirit guides for Leo. Am I letting fear stop me? Some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes guts and an endless vision to stay consistent to your dream. That doesn't mean necessarily just an external goal or dream. It can mean just, getting back to a feeling and feeling the way you want to feel. Okay, so if you want to feel a certain way, maybe you have got to, deal with things that are a little uncomfortable to be able to get back to that place, and then you'll feel more balanced and happy again. Today's soul action: journal where you can be more consistent in your life, in alignment with your soulful goals. Then show up. I'll read that again. Journal where you can be more consistent in your life, in alignment with your soulful goals, then show up. So yeah, think about what you'd like to say to certain people. Think about what you'd like to do to rectify certain things maybe. But then you've got to follow it through. It's all right having ideas about it, but you do have to follow things through. That's what I think this is saying to me anyway. It's kind of saying that if you've got goals to better yourself or to put things right from the past, you've got to kind of follow it through. Okay, whatever that means. Take that as it resonates to you. All right. Hope that makes sense, Leo. It's been a strange one this week, but I think it's very much about the inner you and the depths of your psyche and what makes you who you are and what you do. All right. Let's speak soon. Take care. Bye-bye.